CopBlock, CopWatch, keyboard warriors. They create problems to the point of disorderly conduct and interfering with police and corrections and other first responders. Their motto, because cops are not our friends, and they call cops and correctional officers terrorists. Hello, I'm Gary York, True Prison Stories. Please subscribe if you like this video. I'm about to make a bunch of cop blockers very upset today because I wanted to just get it off my chest. I saw a video, I believe it was Montgomery Correctional Institution, and I'll actually put the link at the bottom in the comments section so you can see it yourself. I don't want to put it in this video because it's a YouTube video and I don't have permission to use it. I can use anything from the news media that I want, but YouTube, I probably have to get authorization, so I'll put it at the bottom. You know, the cop blockers are coming more and more now to the prisons and to the courthouses. You know, it used to be they would stop the officers on the street and ask them for their badge number and their ID and try to see what's going on and film them. And we're going to talk about certain things they are allowed to do because it's their right. Certain things they are not allowed to do and can cause them to get arrested as well. But for us in corrections, please be aware that there are several videos out there of these cop blockers walking right up to the front gates of the prisons and the institutions. And they say they're working to make police and corrections accountable for their actions. Well, baloney. I think they just want to put on a show for the public so they can be noticed. It's more about them than it is anybody else. I don't think it's for the benefit of keeping the officers honest. Yeah, of course we want the officers to be honest, and we have sanctions in place for that. Places to report a problem with an officer, and officers that can investigate those type of incidents. And I know if any cop blockers are out there watching now, they're going to fire back and say, well, you don't watch each other, you don't police each other. Well, we do, because I have got a lot of videos on my YouTube of officers going to court, going to trial, going to prison, and going to jail for doing wrong things. So don't tell me we don't police ourselves, okay? Because I'll go back and forth with you all day and give you one case against your case. But I want to talk to everyone today about cop blockers and what to do and how to handle them. I don't have a degree in how to handle cop blockers. I did have an incident myself after I left the prisons and then went to the sheriff's office and went to the boot camp and the jail. Then I went to the courthouse to end my career. And twice I was videotaped in the courthouse, in the open hallways where the public are, not in the courtroom. They wanted my name and my badge number, and they started asking me questions. And I gave them my name and my badge number as I'm required to do, and I'm not required to answer any of their questions, and I did not. And we'll get into the things we need to do when that happens. But they are distracting our officers from their work, and they like to create a sensational political content. Everything's sensationalized. They are on the video that I'm going to put a link to in the comments section, going to this correctional institution, demanding entrance into the prison where there's medium and maximum security inmates. The officer asks for identification. He's not going to let him in. He does a good job. And they don't want to provide, the man does not want to provide, the cop blocker does not want to provide identification. Yet they want us to provide our name and identification. They want us to answer their questions because it's their right to know. But they don't have to follow any of our laws or any of our rules. If you'll notice something about these videos, if you start searching the website on these cop blockers, whether they're dealing with law enforcement on the street or law enforcement in corrections, you're going to see that they're usually on foot, and they usually don't have a vehicle, and they usually don't have any ID. They put their vehicle somewhere else so we can't get their license plate number. They don't bring ID because they don't want to be identified in most cases, in many cases. And I've actually had to escort a few of these people out of the courthouse because they began to interfere with our bailiff duties, and our lieutenant or sergeant said, escort them out of the building. Music to my ears. Escort them out of the building. Bam. I was so happy to do that. Let's get them out of here. They distract us from our work. They draw our attention away from detail. And when they come up to the prison and distract our officers at the prison and get them away from doing their job and get them away from watching their surroundings, they are interfering with our work. And in one of the videos that I saw, they called a local law enforcement who came in and got the person out of the area. You know, they feel they have the right to go into the prison and walk right on in there and do anything they want. In the video, the CopBlocker even asked somebody, is visitation still open? I need to go in there, you know, things like that. And there's a whole process on how to visit, how to get approved for visitation, which we all know. They are here to create sensational scenarios. And in the video, he said that several terrorists surrounded me at the prison. He's talking about correctional officers, calling the correctional officers terrorists. It's sickening to have to deal with these people and have to listen to them tell us about all their rights and what they have a right to do. Now, what they do have a right to do, from afar, they can videotape officers. They can videotape from a long way away. Now, prisons have different policies. I want everybody to please remember what I say right now. Check your state statute. Check your prison policies and directives on dealing with people like this. If you have any question in your mind, go to your supervisor. And I would do it anyway, because if you haven't been in this situation, you need to learn. Go to your supervisor and say, hey, if one of these CopBlock people come up when I'm on outer perimeter, if one of these CopBlock people come up when I'm at the control room, or whatever situation, ask them what to do. There should be some training. I really believe our prisons should start training on CopBlockers because they're showing up more and more at the prisons now. They're expanding their horizons to come and harass the corrections field more and more and more. Not just the street cops, but now they want to come and harass the prison cops. I call it harassment because I believe that's what it is. But keep your cool, and we have to make sure about what your state says. Now, in Florida, we have the Sunshine Law. So if they come up to me when I'm in uniform, on duty, must be in uniform, on duty, off duty, it's a whole different story. And they say, I need your name and your badge number. I'm Gary York. My badge number is 6267. I'm with the blankety blank sheriff's office. Okay. Now, I have to do that in my state. And that's the way I was trained at our briefings and by our agency. We have to tell them that. But now, and if they're filming in a public area, we have to let them film. But if their filming interferes with our duties, or if them asking me for my badge number name right now while I'm conducting my business interferes with my duties, that's a different story. For example, I'm saving a life and this cop block is over my shoulder demanding my name and badge number. I'm pulling someone from a burning vehicle out in the parking lot of the prison, and this cop block individual is demanding my name, serial number, rank, so forth. That's a whole different story. They can't do that. And we can get them for interfering with our job, interfering with our duties, okay? There's certain things, and they should know that. Well, they do know that. But they're going to push it and push it and push it. And like at the courthouse on the 2 occasions I kept my cool. One of them put it on their Facebook channel. I'm on there giving my name and rank and so forth. But keep your cool. Because when it's time to escort them away or it's time to arrest them for interfering with our duties, we will do so. And they can complain all the way to book in, okay? They can complain all the way to the jailhouse if they don't bond out. It's fine with me. They call us terrorists, but some of the activities that they do and how they create the hatred for correctional officer, police, and law enforcement on the street, the hatred they are committing is rubbing off on our youngsters. I'll give you an example. When I worked at the courthouse, there would be families waiting to go into court with their children. You could tell when some of the children would say hello and how you doing and want to shake your hand. But many of the children ran off when they saw me come up in uniform. Ran away. Mommy, Daddy, there's a cop. Mommy, Daddy, there's a cop. And I thought, my gosh, look at what our people like these cop blockers are creating. Look at what some of these parents are creating. Of course, they're in the courthouse for a reason. They're there to go to court because for the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th time, they're teaching our young children to hate the cops. The people who will come and save their life, save them from a burning car, save them from someone trying to hurt them, and stop them from going to get help when they need help. Because these children will grow up and be in a bind one day and need help, and they'll be scared to go and ask an officer for help because of the way they were brought up. And that's the mentality that these blockers have. And they want people to hate the police. Well, you know what? Thank goodness for a lot more law-abiding, honest citizens in our country. Thank you for counting on us and depending on us to protect you and protect society. And thank you for thanking us when we stand between the criminals in society. We appreciate all of you, and we're here for you, and we're here to protect you, whether we're police in the prisons or we're police on the streets. It doesn't matter. We're here to protect you. And I will call the shots the way I see them. Just look at my list of videos. And if you're corrupt, you're corrupt, and we're going to talk about it. And if you're honest, you're honest. And we're going to congratulate those and talk about those brave men and women and thank them for their service and their duties. And if you're a cop blocker, we're going to tell you, get the heck out of the way and don't interfere with my work. And stop trying to show off and sensationalize everything. And stop trying to make yourselves famous. Okay? Because you're not that famous. You're just a hindrance. And you call us terrorists. I say you guys lean way, way over into the terrorist category. So go ahead and flood me with your hatred comments now. But that's my feelings on cop blockers. Officers, just watch for them. Keep your cool. They want you to lose your cool, by the way. They want you to lose your cool because they want to put that on tape. They are nagging at you and nipping at you the whole time they're in front of your face with the camera because they want you to go off. Don't do it. Just stay professional. And when they cross the line and touch you, interfere with your investigation, or cause a disorderly disturbance on the street or in the courtroom or at the prison, that's when we will arrest them and book them into the jail and let them think about it while they sit in there. Okay, we've done it before. We've done it many times, and then they'll come out and talk about how much more they hate us and that we violated their rights, and they're going to sue us, and they're going to get us because we arrested them. They're going to get us. They're going to get their attorney, and they're going to get us. Yeah, well, we have our rights too as uniformed public officials working to protect the community. And we will exercise our rights very quickly. Thank you for watching True Prison Stories. Gary York, please subscribe.